Welcome back to Satisfactory. I'm so glad you're here. Just wanted to give you an aerial view. This is our supercomputer factory, not labeled. Then this is the bridge that we built from our... We're above the fog layer. This is the bridge that we built from our primary storage. Looking at it from up here, I realized I could have put some curves in. Ooh, actually, this is really convenient. I might be able to get this purple power slug, which I like saying, because it's a purple power slug. We're almost out of fuel. So that's the bridge. It's not fully supported in every turn yet. I just wanted to get to the point where I actually had access to all the stuff, which I now do. So now we're just going to put in some foundations. Probably going to be a shorter video today. If I ever have to wonder why I run out of fuel, it's because of guiding stuff like that. Just like gliding along sometimes. Under this bridge is also a halfway decent power supply. I did not build out the hypertube network yet. I believe I have enough on me to at least put the foundations in so we can get a sense of how we're going to set this thing up. Now, if you look over to the right here, you can see that we have the assembly directory system. We want 20 of those per minute, and adaptive control units, we want 40 of those per minute in order to support the 20 assembly directors. So we've got two buildings that we're planning. If we plan two buildings for each one is 8 foundations, and then we have 3, one on the edge, one on the center, and then one on the next edge. That would be a relatively tight 19 foundations. What is that? 9 plus 1. So we'd have to run all of our inputs in on a single foundation. And theoretically our outputs as well. Interesting. I ran this one towards us. So 19 foundations. That's basically 2 zoops worth. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 11, 10, 9. Wait a minute. Let me do these numbers again. 19. So that's 9 on each side. Post 1 in the center. And if we say that we want one of the edges to be here, just so it's kind of nestled. Okay. Now the question. It's 8 by 8 plus 3 in all directions? Technically, it's only 2 in one of the directions, so it's only... Oh, wait, no. If we're building 2 of them next to each other, it's only 4 plus 2. No, it's 8 plus 2, so it's 10. So 1 full zoop. Not bad. Should have thrown more than one. Oh, I didn't know bombs took those laves out, or those weird tree type things out. Oh no. Well, we're not going to use bombs for this, obviously. I am totally missing. I got it perfect the first try, and then everything else is just miss upon miss. Not a precision weapon at all. Oh yeah, we don't need all of these. So if we like this placement, and I kind of like it right next to this waterfall, then we could say... we need 19 total. So that's 11. $21, 20, 19. And then in this direction, we want 8 plus 2. So that's 10. 1 zoop's worth. Oh no! Yeah, those guys are going to be annoying. We are going to have to take those hatcheries out at some point. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's keep filling this in. We can see it from a better angle. Using a nice hardy four-meter foundation. All right. Now, let's see what we have here. Boop, 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 19. Perfect. So somewhere in here, I suppose at 10? Nine on this side. Nine on this side. We'll have to decide if we want. Actually, I kind of like the way that looks, so we'll probably keep it. Might have to build one on this side just so it looks even a tad better. Boy, those hatcheries are really going to be the death of me. They don't have the range though. Okay. Now, did I give myself any space vertically? Each monolith is 8. We want a 1 foundation space around it. That's 10 total. Let's start from the back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Though I don't really want 10 here, right? I want 8. And then we want a 4x4. Actually, I've got to get myself some power over here. But those hatcheries are everywhere. I suppose now would be a good time to have rifle ammo. Let's see here. I'll just move you to here. And then we'll temporarily run some of these up here just so we can kind of see where we are. All right, so we could still run this in here, no problem. That is the 8. And then this right around it would be the full 10. So we'll say purple is the transportation line. That's where the transportation happens. Then we'll say red is the walkway. And then we'll say black is the foundation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope, come on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's foundation number 1. That's monolith 1. And this is monolith 2. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hey, it lines up with the other one. 3, 4, 5. Boop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I should delete all this other stuff, probably. So my thought is that you'll have 2 monolith towers side by side, and then we'll have kind of this input-output layer in between. Right now we have what? Assembly Director Adaptive Control Unit, 2 outputs effectively. We might not take the adaptive control units all the way back to base, but let's just run numbers. And then, so that's 2 automated wiring circuit boards, 4 heavy, super, and computers. That's 7 total inputs or outputs. Everything's less than 480, which is our current belt speed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Why can't it be 6? Well, it could be 6. We'll just use the adaptive control units internally. So it's 6 now. That was easy. So 5 inputs, 1 output, effectively. So now the hard question. Do we consider this blocked? Or do we have to come off of this? You know, we've got to come off of this. At this level. But we only have room for... Unless we just widen this. Kind of initially. And I guess this will be the belt we use to send it all back. So we're going to have to rebuild that. Oh. I need to get a coffee mug. We need something that doesn't make noise and isn't totally aggressive in our inventory that we can hold. Alright, where are we here? We want to go 1, 2. 1, 2. Ooh, that's a tight turn. It works, though. I'm having second thoughts here. I'm thinking we could have a little house right here that will organize all this for us. You know, I could have sworn I had this little bit of it under control. Oh, there we go. That's the placement. Right there. Okay. I think that gets everything nice and set up. So then in here, we can sort of make it look pretty by covering it all up. And you know, you could always rotate with your mouse button. And then eyeball that connection. I love how the belts build in the direction of their use case. It's a very subtle way of letting you know what's happening. Beautiful piece of feedback. Actually, the assembly control system, or the assembly directory system takes... Let's double check that. I mean, it's a little too late now, but... Playing too many games. Forgot what the shortcut was. Oh, okay. So the completed item plus supercomputers. Everything else goes to the right. Thinking we're going to build the first part here, ship it across, and build the second part here. So effectively now, all I need is to get you over here. That's the hack way to do it, right? Let's be a little less hack. This connection might be a little bit more difficult. Effectively, we want this to be right here. Right on top of that other belt. That's the 1-2 spot. It's like right here. The somewhat hack way to do this would be to put this in on the belt. Oh, but we can't even get the right height if we do this, because we have the thing in the way. So let's get you out of the way. Then bring you over. I know it's too steep. Okay, and then we'll just do something along those same lines. 1, 2. And come over here. That is our target. Can't use that directly though. We'll fix all that power cabling once we go and build the factory proper. Come back with a little bit of ammo so we can take care of all those evil hatcheries. Oh, I don't think I have the silica. Oh man. This is meant to be a glass tube for sure, without a doubt, 100%. So the only problem with what I've got going on here is the supercomputers are on the wrong side. So we might have to switch that over. Or we just build everything. We build it on this side. I mean, I don't know that we're really absolutely stuck with it being on the left or on the right. Oh my god, I need some power. Let's look at adaptive. There's 4 ingredients that we want on that. We've got lots of room to play, so I'm thinking let's give ourselves a halfway decent amount of storage. And I know what you're saying. You're gonna build storage? Yes, I'm gonna build storage. All right, hold on. We're thinking... I'm thinking... So part of this monolith concept is totally decorative. My question is, let's put a splitter in here. What I want to do is have enough for each input to be on each side of the building. So effectively, I'm shooting to have 4 outputs available. So we can send some computers up this side of the building, some up this side of the building, some up this side of the building, and some up this side of the building. And then we're gonna... Ooh, we might have to think about how we handle the other side. Since it's only gonna be 2, I guess we just do 50-50. So we'll just set it up as 4 as well. That'll make more sense when I explain it. Give me a second here. We'll build you here, you here, delete you, you here, you here. Unfortunately, none of this stuff stacks worth anything, right? It's 50 computers per stack, 50 heavy modular frames per stack. I mean, they're trying to make it so you're forced into real-time building. By just making the stacking so horrible that it theoretically doesn't make sense to try to overcome it by storing it. And so the base of this will cover up these connections, right? We're in the service layer now. This is really the deal breaker. This is the one that's going to kill us because we need 60,000 of these for this phase. We're not going to store 60,000. Though having... I think this is going to be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 48. 2,400. $7,200 out of 60,000. Yeah, if I had run a really big storage container of automated wiring from the start, I could have enough ready to go right now. But that's probably something to consider for Season 4. Alright. We'll have to figure out how to get the assembly director units out of there once we're done. Get rid of that pole, then we'll just slide this right back in. going to go ahead and set up the output for this thing. But we're going to give ourselves a little bit of room. And you know what? We also need the input. Uh-oh. What have I done? This is out. That's out. Oh, obviously that should be a merger. Because this is the merchandise. Actually, if we take that pole out of the way, we can knock this in pretty easily. Is that a clip? Don't think so. The item itself won't clip, so I think it's okay. Well, we ran out of supercomputers. Oh no, heavy modular frames. That's the one you don't want to run out of. We'll double check that. I'm pretty sure that there's a awesome sink that needs to be put in place. So once this factory makes the adaptive control units, well, actually, you know what? I think that's 4 off, right? Because we're doing 2 turns. Nice. So the adaptive control units come down from each side of the building into here, get collected, get stored, then they go into here, in which case they get split and get sent up. Let's sigh. You know what? I just did that. This needs to be a splitter. Good grief. Okay, that's the foundation of this thing set up, ready to go. Good news is we're running a lot of factories. Still have 6,000 positive storage of power. So I think, well, positive generation. I think, so no computers coming down the line. That's disappointing. We know what the problem is with the heavy modular frames. We got a good chunk of those, so I'm not worried about that. These are coming. Of course, they stack terribly, so that's a whole different problem. Plenty of electronic circuit boards, and then the rest of this stuff we're going to have to figure out. So the only real problems that we're having with supply at this point is... then I can decide if I want to delete some of this. We'll make those deletions once we're done. We've got the foundations ready. I think we're set on that. Honestly, I don't think we're sending our computer factory enough plastic. Part of me makes me think that is that we're also, well, no. Well, circuit boards are easier to make. And actually, the fewer computers we make, the more circuit boards we're going to get. Because remember, we bled our computer factory of their circuit boards. Circuit board surplus by way of a few well-placed power shards. Yep, it's quick wire. I said it was plastic, but it looks like it's quick wire. We actually have surplus of plastic. I can see it on the belt. We overdid it on quick wire. Yeah, it's coming in dribs and drabs. We're probably going to have to go all the way back to the Caterium refinery to resolve that. But look at this. We've got 2 full belts coming in. Oh, but you know what it is? All belts are not servicing all machines. I don't want to turn this into a debugging video, but I already know that's the problem. Yeah, I'm sure if we followed this line, we would find that it's going into the circuit board factory or the circuit board layer, and not the computer layer. Computers are probably being serviced by this line. All right. But even at this level, it's Mark V's on all. Let's see. We could probably juice this a little bit. The rocks that I've already blown up have come back. This is one of the things about playing on experimental that nobody talks about. Let's see, if I were gonna trace you, you go back this way, you're going in here, then you're getting split. Well, actually, no, that's a merger. Somewhere up there, there's a couple of machines that we can just overclock a little bit. But since we didn't give ourselves any room to think under here, we're gonna have to trace this. I see. This container right here is the input right here. Ah, and these guys just aren't getting enough deuterium. That's the problem. Ideally, it would be better if all of these machines fed all of these machines. Get it all merged, munge it all together, and then provide the service. But as it currently stands, the only thing I can do is run this all the way back to the refinery. What was the other problem? Oh yeah, so we have sushi belts for our heavy modular frames. My guess is whatever else we've sushi belted is full. There's the heavy modular frame. Yeah. The temporary solution would be to store more. Yep, see, now that we're storing more encased beams, there's room for the heavy modular frames to get sent out. The long-term solution to this, though, is some sort of overflow protection methodology. I don't want to dump all of these. I only want to dump them. Oh, the answer is right here. I have to make that connection here. Let's see if I've got a smart. Feels crooked for some reason. Oh, obvious reasons. Let's say any on this side. Okay, it's on the belt. So we'll say overflow on this side. And then we'll just run you around to a sink over here. Not really trying to go over for the points or anything. I just want to make sure that we don't lose access to heavy modular frames because we sushi belted it with something that we're not currently using. Two innies is basically a splitter. Okay. They are not there, so we are processing properly. And we actually have some pretty decent coupons here. Capture those. All right, what else? You know, I have theoretically the same problem with with these guys. We might be having that problem right now, actually. But right now, since we're not actually using these frames, we're just gonna burn these. This is the primary disadvantage of a sushi belt. I think you know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to fly over here real quick and show you what I'm talking about. So we'll just burn those directly. That's fine. Whatever. We'll get the points. And then when we come back and we actually need these, we'll just make an adjustment. Yeah. See, before, remember, it was stuck. But now we're getting automated wire again because we're burning off the sushi belt. This is already full of storage, so it's fine. And now we're getting automated wire down the line. Now we need 300 per minute, but we've got enough in storage where we'll probably be all right. Right, so here's the sushi belt I'm talking about. The current state of the game makes things a little blurry, but you can see it there. Automated wiring, versatile frame, smart plating are all on that belt. If any one of those gets filled up, then none of them can get shipped. But if we loosen things up, everything starts to flow. We're at 1 hour and 10 minutes. I'm going to... Oh, quick wire, quick wire, quick wire. What have I done? I have used a lot of quick wire recipes. Let's go to refinery. The problem is, I don't think I currently have access to more quick wire. Well, Caterium is really my limiting factor right now. I think it's basically 1 for 1. Well, there's no reason to guess. We can check it out when we get there. This thing spits you out so far. Alright, so if I were to... How much juice do we have? We're running low. So, I mean, this ore is running full speed. I'm not convinced there's anything else I can do with the Caterium that I have access to right here. Oh, really? Just barely. Good grief. Well, technically, I'm already wrong. That miner is running at 780, but we have stored Caterium, so we are not using it all. The other way to check that, and I know you know this, is we could just say... Huh. Oh, there it is. Is that 100%? Okay, wait a minute. So maybe this is just stuff I've picked up along the way. Yeah, it's actually running perfectly. I took one stack of deuterium out and it's not getting any bigger. So we've used, and we are using 100% of that deuterium. The miner's running at 100%. The belt is running at 100%. There's no way that we could make more deuterium based off of this deuterium ore, I should say, based off of this single line. Based on the fact that this is getting cut in half, we could ship twice as much deuterium as we currently are shipping. What we'd have to do is find another source of deuterium that gets up to 780. Then we would need to probably buy some aluminium for some of you, and upgrade this belt. And then it's just probably overclocking, right? So we could double the amount of deuterium that we're sending down the line. Well, is it double? Put this in the category of things I should already know. 780, 480 times 2, so yeah, less than double. But we could definitely do a lot more, though we're not even doing 480, as evidenced by these gaps. I'm pretty sure at some point I ran these numbers, and this is probably built for exactly the amount of deuterium I knew I could send it. Underneath, we've got plenty of water. We can add water at will. We got plenty of water. Deuterium ore goes from 24 to 12, so it cuts it in half. So I could double it. I could double the inputs. But where is another source of deuterium? I don't think there is one. Right, 1,000 yards this way. I know exactly where that is. What I'd do is I'd have 2 lines at max speed. I'd run them both into an industrial storage container. Then I would connect them on each side like this. typically that method is not fully reliable, but if we were sending in two belts worth, then 2 belts worth would come out in a perfectly reliable manner. So right now I could connect. I'll do it just so you could see where my head's at. It will probably break our Caterium supplies. It's actually getting it down because 480 times 2 is 960, and it's only receiving less than that. So we are overloading, but we can't really overload because these things are only going to process so much. But if I could foist in another serious supply of Caterium ore, this whole thing right here is really ready to go as far as like processing another huge round of Caterium. Yeah, none of these are... Oh man, I'm having flashbacks from when we built this thing. This is a huge endeavor, but I'm really enjoying the fact that now all we need to do is come in and drop a couple of... I mean, that's worth 1.5. We can just drop those in, no problem. Right, but see, here's the other problem. Since it's 1 belt input, 2 belts output, and it's not really a splitter, right? It's only sending all of the stuff to this side. So for whatever reason, it's prioritized the top output. So now this side's getting all the Caterium ore. Some of these are overclocked, in fact. But once it starts to back up, which it might not. Oh. There's your problem. We need to replace this with high-speed belt. There we go. But that was still a good illustration, because it was receiving less than enough to fill this container. It was only outputting on 1 output. So that's the danger of using this. I still like this. All splitters and mergers have internal buffers. I think it's like 8 or 9 items. But nothing beats, you know, 48 stacks of a buffer. And 2 inputs, 2 outputs is a configuration that you can't get with a single splitter or merger. But now we're doing the full 780, so there's enough here to give both sides. Might not be equal amounts, but they're both getting supplied now. It would be interesting. I bet we could mess it up again. Oh, I don't have enough aluminum to run the test. Oh, I have just enough to run the test. So whatever this side now is getting it just a little faster. Anyway, all that to say, I mean, if I was super bored, I could go in here, store everything, give myself a little boost in the Caterium War Realm. Oh, I don't know why I pressed my luck like that. I should have just gotten on solid ground. Really? Oh, there we go. Let's just manually move this Caterium down. It's really not doing us any good in here. When we could at least have it a little closer to being used, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna get used instantly. Yeah, it's gonna get worked down pretty quick. And it won't cause any backups with the current supply. A couple of these are claiming yellow. Oh, well, they didn't have any supply for a while there. That's why. They'll get back into fighting shape here, no time flat. This side is like killing it. I think I'm going to give this side another overclocking. Yeah, this ore's getting worked down, but at least now it's getting used. It's only temporary, but that will also, you know, send more Caterium ore down, which will give us access to more quick wire, which should help make a computer or two. But that's the type of thing you have to deal with when you're making foundations. Just double checking all your supplies, making sure that you've got the goods you need to make the build successful. Obviously, if we had a full line of Caterium added to that, it would be really good. My first thought, and it's the worst thought, is to set up some drones to bring in Caterium, but that seems expensive. The second thought, which is probably the best thought, is to use the sky bridge that we've already built to run a line of Caterium down the opposite way from over here, so we can increase our quick wire output. But that's the advantage of having all this infrastructure, is that you can do stuff like that. The other advantage of having all of the central storage is we send everything in here, it gets sort of all fungibilized, then we send it out. So now when we are not making enough AI limiters to use all this quick wire, it can go over to our other activities. But that's what all that is about. Okay, I think that's about it. This is a good session. We got a lot done. We moved way closer to where we want to be. I wonder if I can go back to the hub and use that. Ooh, it's far away. And we're almost out of gas. 3 should be enough. For the hardy few of you that made it this far. We got our bridge. A nice curve right here probably would have been better. Or we could have turned it and then curved it right here. But here's our build location. Actually, a shot from up here could be kind of cool. Well, we're already all full on automated wire. We're still getting a few circuit boards. We're full on super comps. And the fact that we're not making super comps at this level should mean that we're making more computers, because supercomputers take computers as an input. Our heavy modular frames are coming in. Got 4,000 of them stored up. We'll use that supply in 100 minutes. Okay, I think that's about it. We are in a good spot. We figured out all our details. Our biggest issue, right? The things that we're missing, circuit boards and computers, they have the same root cause, which is lack of quick wire, which is lack of Caterium ore, which is lack of Caterium. So we'll have to decide if we want to send the Caterium down the line here. Should be close. I love watching that pulse. We're almost out of gas. Hey. That's a yellow power slug. Oh, we've actually passed it. There's another supply way out here. Or we could get this, which one's already being used. What is that being used for? That's over by the initial base. All right, let's take one last look at that. Oh wait, we really don't have another. We really don't have the gas to. Yeah, we're running on solid biomass. Nor do we have food on us. We've got filters at least. Sadly, the gas filter graphic isn't running. That's a bummer. I really like that. The gas filter. Solid biomass burns quick. Slightest tap and it's almost gone. Yeah, like I said, right by the initial base. Solid biofuel is not a great burning fuel, but I'm glad I always keep a healthy stack of solid biomass on me because 1, it's nice to be able to chop down trees when you need to. 2, it's good to have a backup. All right, so how I handle the Caterium part, that's going to be a topic for a future video. We'll see. I might just get the assembly directories or assembly directors building, then go back and add Caterium to the mix. That is one way to do it. Standing on my atrium here. Problem is that we've got it here, but we want it way over there. So we'll have to see. Thanks for hanging out. I do appreciate it. And we'll see you next time.